Good morning. What's going on, man? Welcome back to the Flip Side, episode 72 rolling. How's everybody doing today? How are you?
Still balding.
Literally, you just woke up from a 4-hour nap.
It was like 2.5. Seriously, because again, last night I fell asleep all screwed up, kind of body clock again, right? I fell asleep like at 3-4. I slept at like 3-4 in the afternoon yesterday. Woke up like at midnight. Thought I'd go back to sleep after eating dinner, which turned out to be breakfast and then into lunch.
Jesus.
And the next, like 6-7 o'clock in the morning, she wakes up. Hey, let's go out for breakfast. And so we go out for breakfast. And next thing you know, it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is why we took a picture of that crotch rocket, by the way, because we went to the mall.
Yeah.
So it's like, can I try it on? So I put it on my crotch and tried it on, took a picture and sent it to
which
you.
one? You didn't send me that. I saw the motorcycle.
That's what I meant. The crotch rocket.
Oh, the crotch rocket. All right. Sorry. My bad.
You see how it fit my crotch?
Well, it's very nice. It looks like it's very
My crotch? My crotch or the rocket?
Rocket, man.
Yeah. A little too big for the crotch. That's the
Listen,
problem.
you're very choppy. I don't know what it is.
Maybe my microphone's a little too loud.
I don't know, but it was
How's
choppy.
this?
Let me say that
How's
again.
that? Crotch rocket?
Better.
Too loud?
No, it's better. So did you end up buying it? Is it a Suzuki or what?
Dude, that's like 800,000, 900,000 pesos. 850K.
I don't know what that is in dollars. What is it in dollars?
It was a Ducati. What do you expect?
Oh, that was a Ducati?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah. So you were looking at my crotch and not the crotch rocket?
I was looking at
Not
your
the
crotch, not the rocket.
That's the problem. We're
What
like
did you say?
looking at two different
800,000 pesos?
850K.
Yeah, say a million pesos. Yeah, how
That's
much
just-
is that in dollars?
I don't know. Let's just say
You done the math?
$15,000.
Yeah.
That's not bad, yo. That is not bad
Mhm.
at all.
Yeah.
For a Ducati?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
They got a lot of those here. A lot of people have that, but I don't know how to use it.
Well, you're not
barely-
really, it's not the same, right? Because you drive like a street
Yeah, it's a
scooter.
manual.
Yeah.
Right.
I
a
can't do
manual.
it as well. The one time that I did drive a motorcycle, it was actually an automatic as well. But this was years ago, okay? Because I don't know, for some reason, my foot coordination, when you have to change gears
Mm,
on a motorcycle, it's just
Mm.
horrible. I can't figure it out. Plus, with your clutch in your hand, it's like,
oh, right. Yeah, there's just too many things going on.
yeah.
But I wanted to put my ass on there and see how it feels. And like the brakes feel different and the buttons feel different. And like, wow.
Because
don't
it's
need
an
it.
actual motorcycle.
Yeah. I mean, no, look, feels like the one that I have all of a sudden, which is pretty good for its class. Is, I just felt like if it's going to last 5 years, I feel like this one, the crotch rocket that I was looking at, that's like 800,000 pesos, $15,000. It's going to last a really, really long time. Or it would really be a pain if I crash it, which I probably will if I did buy it or if
Right.
somebody gave it to me.
I mean,
But yeah,
there
it was
are
just that
bigger-
feeling of
Sorry, go ahead.
feeling of luxury.
How many cc's is your bike?
100.
The scooter that I'm on, 125.
Huh?
125.
So it's 125 cc's. You can actually get even like for that same amount of cc's for an automatic that looks like a crotch rocket.
Mm.
And it's not even bad for price. It's like maybe 1,500 US dollars, that is.
Oh,
You
oh
know.
yeah. I'm sure there are like types of They're. Wait, are you talking about like a manual or
No,
automatic?
An automatic.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
there's so many.
Interestingly enough, though, on the flip side of that, there's also scooters that look like scooters where there's like space in the middle where you can put your groceries in.
Right.
and still have space for somebody in the back
Right.
that has the power equal to, or if not more than, that crotch rocket that I was sitting on
Right.
a while ago, like that
Right.
Ducati. It's like,
One thing that's
but
getting big around here, especially for some reason, I don't know if it's just my county, but I'm seeing more and more of it, are those electric scooters that are like 150 or 125 to 150 cc's, but they
Yeah.
look like motorcycles, just like what I'm talking about, but they're electric, right?
yeah,
And they're
yeah,
getting really, really popular around here.
yeah.
I'm seeing them more and more on the roads, which is kind of annoying because a lot of it, if you're driving around at 125, 100 below 140 cc's, I think you don't need a specific driver's license for it. But there's a
Okay.
bunch of AWAs driving around like young kids that you just want to run over with my truck because they're just zooming around and it's annoying.
So the couple of there was a video that I saw a couple of days ago, which I think was news about a month ago, that there was a really terrible New York City pedestrian crossing intersection kind of accident where it was the way the guy was highlighting it was a near fatality kind of accident. So I guess nobody died, but they could have.
Well,
and a lot of people, I don't know what happened. I didn't even get to see any of the pictures, but what the guy was saying was that it looked so bad that he can't show it on his video because he didn't want to get demonetized or something like that. But it was his whole like 30-minute rant about how, well, his 30-minute spiel on how, number one, he loves, and I want to ask you if you side with this, but he loves e-bikes, and he thinks that e-bikes or bicycles are the way to go if you want to travel around New York City specifically because of the density of number of people that are in there.
Right.
And his whole thesis is that exactly what you're saying, that it's these morons that are driving so dangerously fast that's giving these guys a bad rap. For basically, there's people also that are trying to lobby e-bikes to be illegal. E-bikes to be illegal. And then that's about his argument. But on while I was trying to say that story, there's another video that I saw today that a guy was wearing. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing the eBay T-shirt that I was talking about before. I don't know if you remember that story.
Yeah, I do remember. Is that the one?
Revolution through. What does it say in the back? Revolution via resolution.
Right.
Because we were solving problems. It's so hot. Oh, I just started opening my mouth and I started sweating. So the guy's thesis was that, he thinks that e-bikes are the way to go. It's what you should be using if you're driving around a place specifically like New York City. But it's just these 1, 2, 3, 5% of people that are using it that's giving everybody else a bad rap. And there's like people now that want to legislate this into law to be illegal.
Well, see, that conversation actually specifically like that in New York City actually started months ago. So there was also news. I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about. There's an e-biker who's an adamant biker as well in New York City. All right. He uses that as his mode of transportation because, like you said, the sheer density and volume of traffic and people in New York City, there's really no point to drive, you know?
Right.
Yes, it's an island. I'm not an island, but it's a city compact, surrounded by water, that everything is really accessible by bicycle.
Yeah.
But there's this guy that died because people are just not caring and taking mind and like paying attention, you know? This guy was on his e-bike going at an average speed like he's supposed to. But this guy just opens his door. Biker slams into the door and he flies off and then dies, basically.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That almost happened to me.
it's people just not paying mind to their surroundings, basically, and that's
Actually,
what's causing a lot of that.
the way I see it, e-bike, the only thing that's dangerous about an e-bike, aside from the speed, which you can control,
Right.
is that it's so darn quiet.
It is.
That's me as a motorcyclist. I can hear other motorcycles go by or approaching me.
Mhm.
E-bikes are like, meow, meow.
That's exactly one of the big things that worries me when I'm driving around here. We do
wait.
electric bike motorcycles.
Sorry, what I meant was they're either too fast, like 100,000 kilometers per hour, or they're just too darn slow, like how my quote unquote grandmother would drive.
Yeah.
They don't like they feel like the way it's like driving either too fast or too slow. It's like they're trying to prove to the world that they're special,
Right.
because they're not like registered as a specific kind of vehicle or whatever. But I mean, I love e-bikes. I love the idea of it, but I have to say that I agree with this guy that it's these guys don't follow these rules. The
Right.
shirt that got distracted about a while ago was the guy's shirt, because I brought a new tail light kind of thing for my motorcycle. And I was looking at YouTube videos on how to use it, and this guy was wearing kamote, hashtag kamote. And kamote is like these idiot riders the moron riders that we see on the road. His shirt was like hashtag kamote responsible. Kamote, parang kamote responsibly.
What does that mean?
Right? If you're going to be an idiot or a moron on the road, do it responsibly. Don't do it on an intersection or where other people are going to be affected by your kamote or you're being a moron or you're being an idiot for.
Yeah,
sorry, you were saying.
In my side here, and the flip side over here, when these guys are, especially these crazy drivers, they're so fast. Motorcycles are, even these e-bikes, even at 125 cc's, if you're driving around the regular neighborhood, it's pretty fast, right? So if I'm driving around, next thing you know, one of them will just zoom by next to me or cut me off and get in front of me. And the crazy thing is, maybe I'll see them, but maybe I won't, because they come out of nowhere and it's so quiet. It's too quiet.
Thank you.
And if I'm driving, if I'm driving around in my truck, I don't hear them. Plus, they're small compared to my bike, so I might not be able to see them. You know what I mean? So they're just zooming around left and right.
Legislation in New York City, they're trying to say to make them illegal. I say, we need to put more specific rules.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
I don't think they should be illegal because it does help, especially in places like New York City or even in Washington, D.C., The big thing in D.C., even closer to Northern Virginia, actually, is, I don't know if you're familiar with, they're like bike rentals. Okay, the regular bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can rent them through an app.
Right.
And you use them all over the city and then leave it wherever it is you drop it off. You know what I mean? So it helps because the fact there's too many people in the city, especially like New York, it's just more safer. It all boils down. I mean, I understand what your legislations are saying about having it illegalized because they don't trust people. It's hard to trust people with that,
Not here. I don't know anything about the news. I haven't heard anything about e-bikes trying to be banned here. Oh, I do hear is a lot of people getting annoyed by the ones that are made in China that practically don't have tail lights and signal lights. They do, but they're really like tiny. It's for your desk lamp. But yeah, it's the one that I'm hearing a lot about is the one that in New York, where they're not even just talking about e-bike rules. They're talking about really banning them. So
Yeah.
Is it bikes in general or
I
just
think it's
e-bikes?
bikes in generals. They're trying to limit it,
Oh, wow.
which is ridiculous. But I think they're trying to limit it in different places. But mainly their biggest factor is the e-bikes. I don't think they're trying to ban bikes, but they're trying to ban e-bikes, but they're trying to limit the locations where you can use bikes in the city. Because there's a lot of which doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, they need to lessen the cars there. Have you ever been to New York?
No, but I know that it's not worth driving in.
No. I've been there a million times. Okay. I'm guilty of doing some stupid crap while driving over there because I had no choice to.
Is it tempting to drive fast?
Well, no, but in a way, you have to drive reckless.
Is the traffic so bad that you have to drive fast?
Yeah, in a way. If you don't move quick, if your peripheral vision suck, if you're not alert, you're either going to get into an accident or hurt someone.
You've been to
Nobody
Hong Kong?
pays attention. Nobody pays attention. No.
Have you been to Hong Kong?
Yeah, but that's organized chaos.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you that experience where you're just crossing the street that's about like 5 feet wide, like literally only a tricycle can pass, and then like all of a sudden, like Fast and the Furious just whizzes by.
Yeah.
But no, I mean what I mean is like compared to New York, there's like maybe 2-3 lanes on the really wide American sized street lanes, but this is like Hong Kong sized.
That's crazy.
Asian sized esquinita, like where there's just, and you're literally there's a crosswalk sign and you have to press the walk, don't walk kind of button on the side.
Yeah.
And Fast and the Furious just whizzes by.
I got to tell you this one time in New York, we were on our way to a place. So I was on a 4-lane street, right? I was about to turn left, but I was waiting because it was red to turn left. There was a cab all the way on the right lane that literally went in front of everybody and just made a U-turn just like that. Just because we were, and the crazy thing is what made it worse is our light just turned green to turn left, but the going forward is still red. This cab just goes like that in front of us, makes a U-turn.
Nice. So is it the geography, the situation, what makes people want to drive faster there?
It's like beating the other, basically. It's like beating the other vehicle all the time, because if you're not quick enough, you don't have enough time to like go through and cut off people, yada yada yada, and you get stuck.
You're reminding me of my answer for why I'm driving crazy here in the Philippines with a motorcycle, and it looks so fast. Like when I showed my dad my motorcycle videos, like, oh, you're driving so fast, huh?
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, that's because you're looking at the street passing by. But if you look at everybody else, like the rest of traffic, they're all passing me. It's like I'm the grandmother on the road. It just looks fast because of the video.
Yeah, parang nakikihabol ba? Is that right? Or nakikisabay?
Sila or ako?
Everybody. Like when I'm in New York, I do the same thing. Even in DC, actually, which is 40 minutes away, when I drive there, nakikisabay.
I forget. And I forget the guy's video. I forget his name. I'll share it with you if I remember to. But it was just nice to listen to this guy talk, because he just kept ranting for like half an hour. And I love listening to guys that can just talk straight like that. But anyway, one of his arguments on his rant was that, or the way he sees it, was that people are starting to drive this way because and I think the accident was related to like a food delivery thing. So his reasoning was that because these delivery apps are trying to get so much more of the pie from that delivery, is that these boys, these guys, these girls, these people that are on 2 wheels that are trying to make their delivery faster, because they're not earning as much as they used to, or as back, maybe back in the 90s when people were, hardcore about it. Because before, you make the delivery, you get the cash, you get 100% of that. Now there's apps. People are paying for the same price, but you're
Right.
getting less of the pie.
Right.
So in
Right.
other words, these guys are driving fast. And I guess that's the reason why that cab driver made that U-turn, is because it's their job to drive faster. Otherwise, they're not going to make money for the day. That's the reason why we have these crazy bus drivers and jeepneys on the road here in the Philippines, because it's got a totally different system from what you guys have there.
Right. Right.
It's about, you know, it's quantity driving versus quality driving.
It's they have
I
to
think-
though, you know. I mean, I can understand that because it's the shoot. If you don't, you lose out.
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, was that completely right, or is there another reason that I'm not seeing, or
It could be as
people are
well.
just
because
crazy?
It all depends because if you the quicker you finish an order and like those online orderings where those drivers and whatnot, the quicker you can get a new one. You see what I'm saying?
You're right. And his explanation was that, okay, I'm able to beat the red light one time.
Mm-hmm.
I did it again. It worked. I didn't get into an accident, and it starts to become a habit. Because, you know, if I drive slow, I'm not going to make that much money. So it's actually incentivized to drive faster.
Yeah, which leads to more accidents, really.
And I feel the same way when I'm driving, because the people that are like really zipping by me are all these delivery guys. Although I
Right.
also have a delivery box at the back, I'm not actually, you know, in business,
right.
trying to deliver some goods for somebody. So yeah, that's my 2 cents, which I got from that guy that I just watched. I don't remember his name, but again, that's my 2 cents to that. But
Right.
is there anything else that you wanted to add to it, or is there something else, some other reason? Because it's for him, it's like the risk of getting into an accident is so much lesser than, you know, making sure that you make money for the day.
Yeah, I don't think they're really thinking about the risk of accidents, though. Honestly, I don't think even ride shares here or those like Door Dashers or Uber Eats or whatever here. I don't think anybody's really thinking about the risk of the accidents. It's just the quicker you finish an order, the quicker you get a new one. And I know for a fact that a lot of these people don't report to their insurance companies that they're doing these orders or ride sharings and whatnot. Right. So that's kind of like the issue now too. A lot of they do get accidents, they try to file a claim, but come to find out the insurance companies are finding out that, oh, you're doing DoorDash or you're doing Uber. Well, you're not telling us. So we can't justify paying for it if it's caused by something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now I know there's some kind of bill that they're trying to pass where every single one needs to be reported to their insurance company, which also sucks because it's another reason for the insurance companies, auto insurance companies, to increase their rates. And it gets pretty expensive, you know? And it's one of the biggest scams here, really. I know we're jumping ship here and whatnot, switching to a different one. Well, I know we've talked about it before. The insurance cost is just ridiculous here. Okay.
But it's like playing whack-a-mole, right? You fix the insurance, you fix something else pops up, you fix the safety, you ban the e-bike. Maybe that's why they want to ban the e-bike, just so that, you know, just pull the plug from the whack-a-mole machine.
That's true.
No, pull the plug from the whack-a-mole machine, so you don't have to like worry about insurance or anything like that.
Well,
just
one of the things, I didn't want to linger too much on this insurance stuff, but one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about is I was reading an article yesterday on the price surges on rice in the Philippines.
Oh yeah. Tin has some story about that.
Go ahead. But I'm just saying, like, to start with, how anybody can afford a kilo is beyond me nowadays, especially in the Philippines. Back in August, and most
What do you-
on average 56 pesos per kilo.
Mhm.
Okay,
8 pesos na. 60.
that's crazy. When
Mm-mm.
when I left the Philippines in the early 90s,
Mm.
I know it's a long time already and whatnot, but it was like what, below 10 pesos a kilo, maybe 11.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it is free,
Yeah.
right?
That's about how much the fare for jeepneys and buses are now.
Right.
Oh, jeepneys. 10
What, 10 pesos?
like 10 pesos, yeah.
Wow.
What time
Wow.
what time was it when you left? How much was it when you left?
For a
Jeepney, do you
jeepney?
remember?
Like from my house to Cubao, it was like
Uh.
6 pesos, maybe. Maybe
Uh,
no, I take it back. It was 3 pesos. 350. Because I remember I took a bus to Project 8 and the bus is more expensive. I think it was like 575. When I took it from
yeah.
EDSA, I took the red bus from EDSA all the way to SM Mega Mall near Project 8, near my
Mm-mm.
mom's. So, but I was like going back to this rice thing, right? So here, rice here is pretty expensive as well. We usually buy a 25-pound bag, like a big sack, 25 pounds. That's roughly about 13 kilos, okay,
Mm.
of rice. And that lasts us, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Hmm.
For that, it's about $18. We buy it at Costco. So 25 pound. But to us, that's normal and that's cheap. Okay. If I find a 25-pound bag for less than $20, that's actually good quality jasmine rice. Excuse me. It's actually considerably cheap. But I'm like doing the math in my head in the Philippines. If it's 56 pesos, okay, which comes out, if a 25-pound, it's about roughly $12, $13 for a 25-pound. So that's cheap, right? To us here. But I'm like thinking to myself, on an average Joe that used to live in my neighborhood in Second Avenue back then, where there's squatters at the front of the neighborhood and in the back,
Hmm.
how can they personally buy even a simple kilo of rice at that price? But the biggest question is, from a country that's number one produce is rice.
Mm.
There can't be any shortage of rice in a country that's number one produce is rice.
Oh, there is. We'll tell you how. We'll tell you how it happens. But I was wondering what else, what other news do you get there about the rice?
What do you mean in the Philippines?
Yeah, for what kind? What
Well, no,
I'm fishing because I'm wondering if it's sort of being filtered or what you're hearing is.
Well, no, the article that I read was from Phil Starr, basically. Okay, and it also breaks down the different kinds of rice. Apparently, there's red rice, which I've never heard in my life, and there's other rice like balatinao, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
It's like a black rice that's sticky, supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, after I googled it, and it's 100 pesos a kilo.
Yeah. Sa Baguio, 100 pesos talaga.
That is insane.
Red rice is pretty much like you could just say it's like you know how you have wheat bread,
yeah,
and then there's white bread, so red rice is like wheat version rice, and it's red because it's dark.
Well,
dark
it's red,
dark brown red.
Yeah,
no,
I
but
mean,
it's
I
not,
saw a cooked red rice, and it's red. So.
yeah, no, but it's not red like the stopwatch button that I'm looking at here. That's red. It's just darker, and it's supposed to be like wheat, healthier kind of rice. But it's funny because you cook it with white rice also, because if you eat it pure red rice, it's not good. So that's actually the trick to it. You mix it with white rice.
So it's just, I was just thinking to myself after reading this article, in what mind do these regulators base their train of thought from on how they manage to put a price on these things. How they regulate it, They say it's regulated. You can't go higher than this, you can't go lower than that, whatever. But how where does the train of thought come from? Because there's only two kinds of lives in the Philippines, really. It's either you're rich and have money or you're poor and you don't have money. You know what I mean? The latter part, the border, is almost non-existent.
It's getting even wider. Meron tayong sagot dyan. We have the answers to all your questions, Jason, from our correspondent from the Philippines.
Okay, reporter, are you ready na?
Christine, just be careful not to mention any specific names or persons or businesses, but anong balita natin? Galing sa iskinita.
Hindi lang din bigas yung tumataas, pati gulay. My God.
Louder.
Hindi lang bigas yung tumataas, pati gulay, karne, lahat na.
See?
My God. Yung 1,000 ko, my God, parang isang kainan lang.
This is why I wanted to use that arm for her, because I could put it like really on her face, because the way she's sitting right now is like taas pa yung paa eh.
It's funny that she mentions that, because I actually pulled up a current list as well. Again, these are all rough estimates of prices per kilo or whatever on random stuff.
Pero,
like for example,
sibuyas, bawang, tapos repolyo, carrots. So, apat na yun, 350 pesos.
Magkano per kilo ng onions, for example?
Not per kilo eh. Per piece na sila ngayon eh.
Huh? That's even
4
worse.
pieces. 4 pieces, I think 30 pesos, 20.
Jesus Christ.
Tapos ang liit pa. Ang liit niya.
Yeah, these people in the market here walking around in chinelas and tattered t-shirts and a belt bag counting money. These guys are millionaires, man.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this list is again from last month based on a 31-day per month count on a daily and per piece expenditures. This is very detailed.
Yeah.
So,
and then the repolyo, the whole repolyo, yung bilog, yung isang bilog, 100 pesos.
Pero,
Jesus Christ.
Na-excite ako. Ano yung blind item natin tungkol dyan?
Ano nila tinatago nila. Tapos pag tumaas, parang kasi kami, alam namin yan eh. Before kasi may sibuyas kami and bawang. Kapag alam namin na tumataas yung mga bilihin, tinatago namin.
Okay.
Like, tinatago sa warehouse, like sa Nueva Ecija. Tapos pag nag-hire, doon namin siya ilalabas yung binili namin na mura.
That's
para
sketchy as hell.
Yung kikita ng doble.
Right.
Triple.
And the comedy part of that story is now they're blaming the president for not regulating what the businessmen are doing. But
hindi naman kasalanan ng president yun, diba?
But the what I find funny about that is like everything is like prices are going up. Blame the president. See, binoto nyo. You guys voted for this guy.
Oh, that's just ignorance.
You crossed the street. You weren't looking left and right. You got hit by the e-bike. Blame the president. You voted for him.
Whatever. Like, for example, like this list that I'm looking at. Okay, per kilo on a chicken, like chicken fillets, it's like 52.50. Does that even sound right? That sounds excessively expensive.
Yeah.
52 pesos per kilo. Chicken fillet. Tama ba yun? Sa inyo, magkano?
Usually, isang kilo, 350.
350 pesos?
Yeah.
What? This is outdated then.
Mas malala dito yung like pork, 600 to 800 sa kilo.
Ang pork?
Yeah.
So there's 2 pounds to a kilo. So 2 pounds of pork is roughly 800 pesos, which comes out to what? Magkano yun sa dollar? Teka lang sandali. 800 divided by 55. $14?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Kaya ngayon, yung mga tao ngayon, kahit delata, hindi na
Oh,
rin makabili, hindi na rin maka-afford. Kahit itlog din, wala na.
how
Ang
much is
sobrang taas na.
eggs? Magkano itlog?
12 pesos?
Ang isa?
Per piece?
Oo,
Per piece?
No way.
12 pesos. Yeah,
Balot is like, magkano balot na ngayon? 28?
25.
25? Oh, di ba?
21
25.
cents is 22 cents ang isa.
Oh, oh. Pag bumili ka sa
264 a
tindahan.
dozen.
Hmm,
Jesus.
mahal na.
So
Yeah,
right now,
everything is
if you buy one piece of egg here, but you can't buy a piece of eggs here, it's either buy half a dozen as the bare minimum I know you
I
can buy,
agree
like
to
just
it your
to an
friends.
extent, or as many
There
as you
has
want. To be some kind of limitations, you know.
Mhm.
Obviously, being as an American, freedom of speech is definitely one of the most important things that you can attain in your life here. You know what I mean?
Mm, mm.
But it all boils down to individual beliefs and expressions, you know.
Yeah,
Kasi,
but do you think your boss, your working boss, your employer can tell you not to be expressing your opinions to your customers or your students if you were teaching?
well, yeah, because it depends, because you don't want to dictate other things to other people, you know. Kasi you're base, especially if you're a teacher, for example, and all of a sudden you're giving your opinions to others. What if those people don't want your opinions? What if they are not in the same page as your opinions? That
Right.
automatically builds a contradiction or an argument per se that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
For me, this is kind of scary, I guess, because I tend to buy into Jordan Peterson's opinion sometimes. But the way I understand it, why I think it's a little scary,
Yeah.
or why we should be concerned about it, and why he's so hot about it. You know, it's a little kink in the armor, or a little threat to, freedom of expression, a little bit of democracy getting punched in the face there, because it's kind of like, you're telling me that I can't share my opinion, and here's the caveat here. I think it's important that you say that it's your opinion. It's not rule of law.
Correct.
It's just your thoughts. You're just sharing your thoughts. But I also agree with you that not everybody wants to hear what your opinion is.
Right.
So you better, watch your mouth or shut up. It's not always appropriate to be talking about your opinions. But is it scary in a sense that, somebody can start telling you, yes, you have freedom of speech, but you can't express it?
It depends really on how it's being put, though. And it depends on what the actual scenario is. You know what I mean? Because it depended. I mean, I understand what you're saying when, okay, are you supposed to like tell your opinions or suggestions to your customers? Well, it depends what the scenario is. What if somebody's trying to ask me, what do you think of this in a clothing store, for example? What do you think of that at a furniture store or at a car dealer?
And by that, I think you're obliged now, because of that verdict that he got. Now he's obliged to say, I can't open my mouth. I can't tell you my opinion.
Right, but that's make sense in a way.
What I understand. Yeah, that's why he's so hot and angry about the verdict, because he thought that they'd be conservative, but he didn't realize that they would be that bad.
Right.
So again, I don't understand the whole situation, but I'm only hearing one side of it. And I'm a bit, I don't know if the word is passionate or concerned, or I'm bringing it up because on the other hand, I'm a former, radio announcer, and we have like our rules and regulations also about being on the microphone. And supposedly, I'd like to pride myself for having like this sort of driver's license from the KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the NTC there in the States, National Telecommunication Commission kind of thing.
Right.
So there are rules. And the way I understand the rule is what I just said. Like like in this podcast, this thing that we're doing, we have freedom of speech, but I can tell you I can ask you, can I tell you my opinion? And then I tell you my opinion kind of thing. And then, but it would be counterproductive if it's like, yeah, but let's not talk about that. Or like, let's not give opinions about, you know what I mean?
I think the problem the problem lies to where how the opinions are being expressed as well. Everybody can make their opinions, but it's how you deliver things. Everybody has their own opinions. But again, interpretation comes from how you express your own opinion, because it could come out as insulting, or you know what I mean.
For me, it's really just a matter of opinion, that you're clear, and these are how I understand the rules. That as long as you're clear that it's an opinion that you're sharing, that it's not the opinion.
Right. Well, and no, it is the opinion, but it's your opinion.
Right, but that's important. That needs to be clear, because it just siding with what to your case and point. It depends on how you deliver it. And I think part of that delivery is to be clear that this is just your opinion, and that I guess, you could be wrong. It reminds me, it circles back to the hashtag kamote responsibly. Like if you're going to be an idiot, if you're going to have an idiot or if you're going to be crazy about your opinions, go ahead, but don't do it like in the middle of the street on an intersection.
Yeah, I agree. So unfortunately, freedom of speech, I believe, is one of the most prized. I don't know if you call it privilege. I guess prized privilege that you have as an American. Okay, but not just as an American, as a human being, I believe we should all be able to express our opinions. But the problem there is, as human beings, we get caught up in our own opinions so much that it also dictates our emotion, which leads us to just be contradictory to what it's supposed to be.
I don't completely side with Jordan Peterson in the sense that this rule kind of reminds me of the law or the rules about shooting video. Like you're free for all to shoot video. Let's say if you're outside on the street, but if you walk into somebody's house or
that's a different
private property, or if you're working for someone like an employer, which is what you're saying, they have your balls. They have they have a hold on you. In other words, maybe this is where they cross the line. Like, yes, don't talk about your opinions in the university or in the college. But if you want to go on Twitter, if you want to go online or talk about it in your house or in your neighborhood or intersection, go ahead, express your political beliefs. But I think what the verdict says is that he's not allowed to do that even on Twitter.
That's ridiculous, because that's his personal space.
Crosses the line. I think that's where it crossed the line.
Right. Now, here's the contradictory part of that. I understand that now, but his actions outside of his professional, if it deters and contradicts and puts a bad light on his professional life, then it could be a different story. Just like how football players are, for example. Or athletes. What they do inside the arena, obviously, is watched, and they have to be in a certain manner. Now, it could be stipulated in their contracts where if they act certain ways outside of the arena or the facility, if it's going to deter or contradict the beliefs and whatnot of the company that they work for, might be a different story. Now it also depends. If you're getting paid millions of dollars and a lot of money, why not just do it? Is it really going to affect you so much? You know what I mean?
Why not just do it? Meaning, why do it? Why risk it?
Why not just abide by the rule? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So to cap that story off, again, I've only seen like 5-10 minutes of the 30-minute video that he just put up a couple of days ago. I just saw it a while ago, and I don't know the entire story. The end of what I heard earlier today was that, he thinks that it's an important discussion, and it needs to be brought up to Supreme Court, I think, to push it up and have a a higher discussion about it, because I think how it happened, it was just one judge. So I guess if you bring it up to the Supreme Court, it's going to be a whole bunch of judges
Correct.
that are going to be
Which is
discussing
more
it.
opinions
So,
and whatnot.
yeah, so I just wanted to keep you up to date on that. And listen, I know that was my topic, and you brought another one topic up. Before we start wrapping this up, though, if there's anything else that you wanted to talk about, I wanted to just squeeze in here like a little commercial break.
Yeah.
That short video that you cut with you on, going to the gym and
Yeah.
crawling your way back to the house. No, I wanted to commend you for that. I wanted to, in a way, I was kind of wondering if you're going to do it because you're
Right.
crawling. it doesn't make you look good, but number one, I commend you for, putting it up there
Well, I
and
took it
finally
down.
doing it. Oh, you took it down?
I took it
Yeah.
down because I'm gonna edit it.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. But I'm actually impressed that you actually got around to doing it. So there,
I
that was
actually
my-
did it before already. I actually did it before. I just never posted it for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh,
It's already been edited. It's already been
So
done.
you did start a project. What-
Yeah. I just never posted it. So
Okay.
I figured, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's no big deal. Because it's not a big deal to me. I don't care. It's the reality of things. It's facts.
Yeah.
I was in pain that day, like crazy.
And here's the thing and I speak for myself. I'm talking to myself when I say this.
Mm.
A lot of us are like really sort of self-conscious about, it being good enough for the public to see kind of thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And there's this whole sort of dilemma in your head, like what if it looks stupid or whatever, and yes, it's going to be forever up there on the internet, but at the same time you can also take it down. There's like probably 3 people that saw it, if at all.
Exactly.
It's not like, I mean, this is just going back to me being thankful that we don't have like millions of subscribers or thousands of subscribers or viewers or listeners, because we can talk about whatever. We have like so much freedom. Can you imagine if you're like, a really big creator that you are known for, like you're in this sort of box just because you're getting bigger, you're
trapped in your
box
bubble.
is getting smaller.
Yeah.
You're trapped in how people see you.
Right.
And all of a sudden you come up with this stupid, my before and after video at the gym.
Right.
And it's going to be, but here's the thing though, if there's only 2 or 3 people that saw it, and then we do get millions of viewers like tomorrow, people are going to look up like the old stuff. Let's see what dirt we can find from these
I
guys.
hope so. But it was, I just figured to put it up there and whatnot. I meant to put it up months ago, to be honest with you. It was on my CapCut project list. I just never uploaded it. I don't know why. It was finished, but I said figured.
So before we move on from that, I want to make it clear also, in fairness to Jason here, that he took it down not because it's a bad video, but it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be a punchline there somewhere, and maybe we just missed. How did it make you think when you uploaded it and then you messaged me like that there's something missing or whatever? What
there's just, it didn't feel like the titling and the wordings just felt off. I was having a hard time about that. It has nothing to do with the video. Do I care that people are going to make fun of me? No, I don't care. Because it's, nothing bad.
I was more concerned that people would miss the joke or miss the funny part about what you just shared.
I think that's what I was
concerned about.
Yeah. And the wording obviously did not. I think I missed the mark on that big time, because even before I posted it, when I was putting up the wordings to it, I was like, the fuck?
That's what I'm worried about. Like if we put something out there, or if I put a vlog on my channel and then people are like, what's that?
Yeah, right.
I don't get it. And then you're so excited. Like, already. I'm so excited to show it to you because it looks funny to me. And then I guess it's context is what I'm getting at. It just needs to have enough sort of explanation or clarity on what this is all about and what we're watching. Maybe that's why TikTok videos are so saleable, or what's why a lot of people like watch it, because it's easy to digest.
I
It's easy to
guess.
comprehend. It's like you get it in 2 or 3 seconds, or you don't.
I guess so. But I mean, my TikTok itself, for example, I posted that same video on my TikTok, and I think I missed the mark on that too. I think it has something to do with the titling of it, because that's what the first thing that catches our eyes, you know?
So you mean to say you put it up and nobody watched it also?
I mean, there's 534 views, but that's
Okay.
I think it's because it's in comparison to me talking about, for example, I posted
Wait,
the same video of me talking about tilapia on my
yeah, you
TikTok,
lost me.
right?
So you're saying that this gym video did not do well as the other videos? So where is this? What, like, your average view? What are the average views?
For what? For my personal?
No, for the rest of the other videos that you're showing.
Oh,
So the
well, hold on.
tilapia one and all the other stuff that you're talking about, how many views do they usually get?
Well, for example, when I was talking about the tilapia thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, like
whatnot, I got like
thousands.
2,000 views or whatever.
Right.
I have
So
I have a video of me literally driving in my Jeep. I have like 15,000 views. You see what I'm saying?
and this one where I find it funny that you went to the gym and then you started crawling back home when you got home. You started crawling on your living room and kitchen,
I missed the mark somewhere. I missed the mark
which is,
somewhere. That's
like,
what
just talking about it right there visually, it's already a banger.
I know.
It's already
It's
like
just
it's going to be a blockbuster video, but
I need to fix it. I need to figure out
no.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
it's
listen,
interesting though, right? Like, these small little things can make such a
all these videos that you've sent me that I've watched regarding how to do this, how to do that, and whatnot. The last video is the one that made sense the most. And that's the
Which
one
one?
that where it's all about in your titling and whatnot as well. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
the one
but I
that
also
made the
just
sense the most.
I didn't want to share too much with you anymore, because I feel like I'm like just blasting you with all these opinions
No,
about,
because
we
I'm
should do this,
learning.
we should do that. And then
Yeah.
the recent video that I saw is titles and thumbnails are not that important.
No, that's not true. That's
So it's
I know. It's content creation and whatnot. In every aspect that
Yeah.
I've looked at, it all boils down to that. Because
Yeah.
really, our sensory catches on that first.
yeah,
You know? But
gets them in the door.
yeah, c'est la vie. Anyway, listen, before we completely run out of time, one thing I really want to talk about is kind of it's way off here, but I've been following it for like maybe, I don't know, 3 months now, here and there. I'm not constantly following it, okay? So, I de las Alas. I think we've talked about her before, okay?
Okay.
So, I'm just
I was-
quite impressed on how she have decided to lead her life, basically.
Mhm.
So when she currently lives in the US now, okay, as her
Yeah.
permanent resident. When she moved here,
Mm.
she was literally down the street from me. I mean, not down the street, but in the same general area. We went to
Okay.
the same church, we went to the same grocery store, but I never ran into her. But I know it because of her social media, you know?
Okay. Okay.
So now they moved to California. Guess where?
Oh, okay.
Can you guess where?
Oh, wait, who's they? You mean her wife?
Her husband.
Her husband?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, sorry. I was thinking of somebody else. I de las Alas. Okay,
Yeah,
so
mahaba yung baba.
yeah. No, I was
Yeah.
thinking about. Gosh, I was thinking of somebody else. I don't know who, but okay, wait. So
Whatever.
she moved. Husband moved to California, and then
Baka
Correct.
si Pakwang.
Guess where did they move to?
they see.
Daly City, baby.
Okay.
That's where we
Okay.
used to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that strange? Is that
Well, no, I'm just impressed at how she's actually, I'm not, I guess impressed, and at the same time, I'm happy for her because I did not know that now she has a regular full-time job. She is
Oh.
the activity director at a seniors facility, a senior living facility.
Wow.
Oh, awesome.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And she's posting all over her social media how her and her co-workers, a bunch of Filipinos, by the way, are just having a blast.
Mm.
The question I want to ask is, I mean, and she's like telling me people in interviews that, she goes to her regular job as the activity director at this senior living facility in South San Francisco,
Mhm.
where she creates, I guess, activities for all the elders and whatnot, and watching them. That's her regular 9 to 5 job, Monday to Friday. And then
Wow.
on weekends, she does her shows or whatever that she might have. Like, like she had a concert with Randy Santiago, whatever his name is, a couple of weeks ago here. They did that on the weekend.
That's Isa.
Yeah,
So,
sorry, I got really distracted when you said I de las Alas. The picture that popped up in my head is
Isa Sigera.
Isa
oh yeah,
Sigera.
no, she's different. Well,
Right.
no, but
You
it's
search
amazing
Yeah.
how to me did she just give up her celebrity status in the Philippines to move here to live a regular life? Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like,
Possibly.
or is that just something she had to do because as far as I know, she's still a pretty big celebrity in the Philippines, right?
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
She's
Yeah.
still known. She still makes shows here and there back then, I guess. And did she give it all up to migrate here and do a regular 9 to 5 job?
Mm-mm. No, I'm sure a lot of Filipinos are doing that. It's like they live in another country technically, but they use the Philippines as, to be a celebrity or to just have a little business here, but they've decided to move out.
Well, is it that's the thing though? Is it something that they do because I mean, they're not doing it because they need the money, right? I mean, I
Because
doesn't
they
need the
can.
money. She's
Because life
definitely,
there is more comfortable.
Yeah.
I guess.
So now these celebrities have the privilege of choosing. I mean, like yes, if I can live in Forbes Park or Ayala, Alabama, like these really rich places, if I could
Yeah.
do that, why do that if I could just save up a little money and
Good.
live in another country?
Yeah.
I think it's the pressure too, siguro. Yeah, I think that could be it. Because it
And
doesn't
the
matter where
freedom.
you are.
And-
Yeah.
And if you're in the Philippines, everybody's like, "Uy, si Ay de las Alas," blah blah like
Right.
that. But if you're in
Yeah.
the US, "Uy, si
Nobody knows
Ay
you
de las
really.
Alas," or yeah, but the only people that know you are Filipinos,
Right. Yeah, you're right. Tama, tama. You're right.
so they get to live both
Notoriety, so
private
to
life. They get to live private life and celebrity life. If they go back to the
Celebrities.
Philippines, if they need a little attention, and I don't mean that the wrong way, if they need to,
Yeah,
they
you're
come
right.
back here. And if they want their freedom back and they're be anonymous and like blend in with the crowd, they go back to San Francisco, New
That's
York, wherever
pretty
they want to
amazing,
live, or
though, huh?
Virginia.
Oh, that could be
That's
it.
the
I
life.
think that could be it.
Hmm.
Because I know that her
you were
husband.
you were the one that shared a story with me where you had like some Gabby Concepcion or something like that.
He used to
Who
work at
was it? Gabby
I think it was Gabby or was it Richard Gomez? One of
or
those two.
somebody like that? You were the one that shared that with me.
Yeah, working at a car dealership
Yeah,
in South San Francisco, you know.
yeah.
And it was just whatever, normal stuff. Just like what's his name? That Christina Gonzalez, whatever her name is. Anyway, she was I guess she wasn't working here, but her cousin, well, my dad used to hang out with her family a lot over in California, basically,
Mm-mm.
And they're just regular people here. Yeah, you're right. It could be just avoiding the getting privacy, so to speak. Yeah, kasi walang
And so
paparazzi dito na that's gonna bother them.
also, they're making American dollars and they could be spending it here.
True.
Right. So you get to live, make the most of being able to live in both worlds. That's the privilege of, she worked for it. And I guess that's what she gets.
Yeah.
And she could if she wants to. But yeah, the way I see it, it's really just more comfortable. Like, yes, I can live in a really expensive place here in the Philippines and like a really privileged place.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like within that subdivision. If I go out, if I go in the middle of Edside, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why
Yeah.
do that if I could just live in Virginia or San Francisco where everything's normal? I'm not, there's no paparazzi following me around and there's less traffic.
That's true. That's
Makes a lot of sense.
but
I just come back to the Philippines if I need to make money.
Yeah, the big
Or-
thing that the big thing
And-
is
And if the Philippines needs me for a movie or my manager needs me, I just go, I just go back home.
right.
It's kind of like Commander Daot and Colas. They have their YouTube channels, but if they want to be called in by the president to be a Filipino citizen, they just fly from Davao and go to Manila.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
live in Manila? Why live in Makati? And
It's-
live in like in a high-rise condo. Live in the farm. So this is I de las Alas version of a farm, or Davao, living in San Francisco or Daly City.
She looks 100 times more relaxed though. I gotta tell
And-
you that,
There
She
it is.
does. Yeah.
She's glowing.
She
She's
is
happy.
She looks happier. She looks like she's less stressed.
Diba?
Para siyang like I think it's the pressure of things, the lifestyle. That's why she
Mm.
did it, And to me, it was just very, very impressive. I was really impressed at how she managed to just decide, you know what? It's worth it. Good for
Oh,
her.
is this true? I de las Alas confirms breakup with 27-year-old husband
Boto, di ba?
2 days ago.
Oh, that I did not know.
I mean, I Googled her name, her face comes up, and then like one of the choices to click into is this news about her.
Right. No, that I did not know that. I did not
Is
know.
she in her 40s, 50s, 60s? 58.
years
She's 58, and her husband, I guess, is 27.
old. What?
Okay. That's
I
legal.
mean, that's kind of like, I don't know, I don't really follow her. I don't know her husband, so to speak. I've never heard of him to begin with. I've seen him in her social media, but
Mm.
whatever. But you know what? Hopefully everything works out for her. I mean, she seems like she's happier here and whatnot. Now, in regards to this relationship thing, that sucks, dude. That
But-
really sucks.
The nice thing about I's status, as a celebrity here in the Philippines, the good thing is that she's not like megastar Sharon Cuneta kind of thing. Like, 'cause if she goes to, lives in Daly City, Sharon Cuneta,
Hmm.
she's gonna be mobbed, right? Is
Yeah.
she?
Yeah, I think so.
You think?
Well,
You think?
I don't know. See, just like a few
Or
months
not.
ago, we talked about Ann Curtis, who was randomly walking around New York City.
Mm.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
And nah,
And she's like
she's
one of the
not.
biggest Filipino stars out there right now.
and she didn't get mobbed. Yeah,
Not the Heart
exactly.
Evangelista?
No, Heart. Iba naman yung kay Heart. You haven't, nakita mo na yung kay Ann Curtis
Yeah,
na
pero
video, di ba?
nagkasabay sila sa New York eh. Kasi may fashion show dun sa New York.
Oh, I don't know
well,
about that one.
the difference there is, well, I don't know. I really don't know.
Mhm.
Anyway,
But good for her.
good for her. Yeah,
Good
the
for all
bottom
of
line
these
is, it looks
celebrities
like
that are doing that. I'm sure
Yeah.
that's what these other celebrities are also doing. I'm sure they have a house somewhere in in some other country.
Mm.
Mhm,
Must be a modest house, not like Pacquiao's mansions. But I'm sure that they choose these places, for peace of mind, so that they can get away from the Philippines for a while, because it's really stressful to live here.
Yeah.
well,
I mean,
I
not
can't
as
even
stressful
imagine.
as being shot in. Where's the latest shooting there in the States? But
I don't know.
Napansin ko nga ngayon, right now, lahat ng celebrities ngayon, mas gustong inaasawa is foreigner.
Oh, iba namang ano yan.
That's like a whole different aspect naman.
Iba naman topic yan. Pero yeah, that's true also, no?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Karamihan na ngayon ng celebrities.
imported ang asawa.
Yeah. Ayaw na ng Pinoy, dala na eh.
Well, yeah.
Parang may konting variety naman siguro.
Anong tawag dito? Oh shoot, what happened? It's tawag dito. In comparison kay Pacquiao naman, that's a different kind of status because
Yeah, that's like
I mean he's literally he can't go anywhere anymore.
Na naman.
He's like a
That's
Michael
different.
Jordan status type of thing, you know? Everybody
Balita ko
knows it.
lalaban ulit.
lalaban na naman siya.
Yeah.
I guess he's not
Kasi
done.
wala na siya.
Oh yeah. Kailangan kumita ulit.
Yeah.
Well, that's the latest.
That's the latest and greatest. I guess we're done for today. Anything else for you?
Such a sad way to end it. Now I feel like I wish,
Why is it
now I wish I
sad?
was a celebrity so that I could live in, right around your corner or Daly City or what. But it's an expensive place to live in, though, right now.
Oh,
What Daily
Wait.
City?
Daly City. Mhm.
Man, it's. Do you remember?
speaking of ano pala?
What?
Speaking of immigration,
Oh yeah, wait. Oh, hold on. Maybe we can talk about this a little bit if we're gonna run out of time. Let's talk about it
we're
again
fine.
another time.
We're good.
But this is important for you to hear. Yeah, this is like, pahuling pahabol. This is also important, more important than what we talked about a while ago.
More
with the
important
rest.
than I.
Sige, go. Ikaw na.
yung immigration right now is mas lalong nagigpit
Mm.
sa pag-alis ng mga Pinoy.
So
What do you mean?
apparently
Like
there's
when
a
they
whole
leave the
bunch of
Philippines?
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of TikTok and short videos now. Nasa news na rin ba
Nasa
to?
news na.
Okay. So it's already reached media that the immigration, and I want to make this clear. Sinisigurado ko to. So this is immigration. These are Filipinos,
Mm.
OFWs ba or turista?
Turista,
Lahat. Oh, basta here in the Philippines, they're about to leave the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the immigration officer here in the Philippines is usually they just stamp it. Okay, come back home
Hihingi ng documents.
when you're done. Usually, right?
Right.
Usually, but now they're asking for so many documents. Like, where are you going? Where did you get this money?
Sponsor.
Who's sponsoring you?
Kailangan nakatatak ng lawyer.
So, in other words, they're now being as strict or even more strict than the U.S. Embassy immigration when you get there in the States, right? Because they're trying to avoid illegal immigrants. But
Upload.
here, I don't know what it is. I guess they're avoiding
Yeah.
Filipinos leaving the country before they even get to Hong
Yeah.
Kong or whatever other destination country that they want to get to.
It's not about that. It's about being able to claim the taxes that needs to be claimed. You understand?
Oh.
Okay,
There's a
go
lot
for
of-
it. Explain it to me.
So there's
But-
one of the biggest.
The big deal lang about this is like whatever your reason is, it's probably going to be reasonable, but it's just strange now because it's never been that way.
Starting September 2,
Oh, yun. So now they have a date when they're going to do it. But there are a lot of people are already complaining because they didn't know about it. They were, packed up, ready to go,
Yeah.
flight on the way, as in they're already in the airport.
Because now they're doing it right.
Upload ka lang.
Sure,
you know?
sure. Not saying that we were doing it wrong the whole way all the time before, and now, it's kind of like you're a squatter or an illegal
Yeah.
settler in somebody's house or somebody's empty lot, and they're telling you to leave.
Right.
But you're right. I'm with you. Whatever your explanation is going to be, they should have followed those rules to begin with before.
Right. I mean,
Before
it's
illegal settlers could even settle
even
and make up their thing.
it's
But
not
is
just
that what it
illegal
is? Is that
thing,
the
it's-
explanation for taxes?
Well, no, not necessarily. That's how, I mean, we will never know the actual explanation for it. To be honest with you, we
Mm.
never will. But
Mm.
to me, what makes sense, it's in the bottom line figure because it from the very beginning. Okay, Filipinos have gotten so complacent in regards to how they travel, especially out of the Philippines. Okay,
Oh, not just that. We're known for that.
Right.
It's like our Filipino passport. If they
Yeah.
know that you're Filipino, they're like,
it's
When do you plan to
questionable
come
and
back?
it's the worst
Yeah.
color passport type of thing because a lot
when
of
do you
times
plan to
they
come
go-
back?
A lot of times they don't come back. You know,
Right.
all of a sudden,
TNT.
I lost my passport. I can't travel anymore. You know,
Yeah.
Mm.
So now, in fairness, that's usually the foreign immigration. That's the country of destination immigration officer. That has that
Mm.
lifted
Right.
eyebrow.
right?
Now it's just weird for us because it's a fellow Filipino that's asking you,
Yeah, where you going?
Ano oras ka na
because
naman
they
uuwi?
can't tax. There's so
Saan ka na naman
many.
pupunta?
Well, there's so
Sino
many.
kasama mo?
Ang
Anong oras ka na naman
dami-daming
uuwi?
mga OFW na hindi nagbabayad or hindi nag-claim ng
Mm.
earnings
Mm.
nila. When you don't
Mm.
claim your earnings
Oh.
or report it, they can't tax
Mm.
it.
Right.
You know?
Okay. So those rules are right. So we need to pay our taxes kind of thing. But a lot of the complaints that we're getting from social media or what we're hearing from the news is that number one, the travelers didn't know that these are the requirements. So
Yeah.
they're missing their flight,
Mm.
not
Okay.
knowing that they needed to bring these extra documents to the immigration officer on the day
How
that they're
is a
flying out.
country supposed to notify everybody, every single traveler in the country? How? I'm sure if those people actually visited the website just to double check, I'm sure there's some kind of notice there.
Yeah.
I mean, what
Isang
did they?
number one yun na requirement. Yung maglalag ka pa online and then kailangan nun may ano ka pa.
Oh, well,
Sabi
May
siya.
print
nga,
out ka pa.
Ano bang
print
masama
out
doon?
or no, may ano ka pa. May something na patatatakan sa lawyer.
No.
Ganon.
No, I don't
Siguro,
think that's right.
Yeah.
I think what they're complaining about or whatever, right? You can come up
Because
with your
it's
own
an
rules.
inconvenience.
Yeah, because we weren't informed. Because
I
like
don't
parang
buy
the
that.
marketing or the information dissemination about it. Like, okay, starting October or September 2, we're going to start being strict about this. I guess
don't
all the
think that
complaints
they're
are
not
coming because
informed.
there was no. You think?
I don't think so. It's got to be on the website one way or the other, or they made some kind of announcement. Hey, check the website, because I think it's just people not doing their due diligence. That's just
Yeah,
I'm
but
paano,
there's also
kasi
equal
you-
responsibility for the other person, the immigration side, should be concerned
that's what
also
I'm
about.
saying.
We got to let these people know. Otherwise, when they find out about these rules now, they're going to complain.
Which I think they let the people know by placing it on their website. They cannot just not let people know for something that big. I think that's impossible, especially including in the Philippines. It's impossible. It's just
Then that's
people
the thing.
complaining they did. If you did not know things, the first thing you're gonna complain is, oh, nobody told me.
Right.
Maybe
But
you should
here's
have
the
done your
thing.
due diligence to go to the website.
When you go to Costco, you just get it. Or when you go to the gym, do you check their website before you go to the gym?
No, but if I want to know if they're open or closed, I'll check their website.
Well, just my
If I
point
want to
that
know- If I travel and if I want to know if there's if I need to bring blankets or towels, I'm gonna go to the website because I'm doing the due diligence. And believe me, we do that when we travel. You see what I'm
before you
saying?
get to Disneyland, you have to check if they have enough sunblock.
We have to check if we have to check if they have a rollaway bed that they offer. We have to check if there's a shuttle service from the hotel to the airport.
Hmm.
Do we need to bring extra towels if we need to go to the beach, for example? Do you see what I'm
Right.
saying?
So anyway, that's where all the complaints are coming from, I guess.
Complaints
Whether these
equals
rules
to
are
being
legit.
non-complacent.
they didn't know.
Yeah.
So they're inconvenienced because they paid for the ticket. They're leaving tonight,
Tonight, then biglang
and they can't. The
Let
immigration
go.
officer wouldn't let them go because they didn't
Yeah.
have these documents.
Ito rin ang tanong ko dyan. If you know you're leaving
kahit
in 1
may
week,
documents,
Ah.
or kahit may documents, kumpleto ka na, once na in-interview ka dun sa embassy,
Ah.
may nagkamali ka lang, hindi ka matutuloy.
okay, well then you do your due diligence after that. You do the homework. Bakit ka nagkamali? Then you fix it. Kung
Yeah,
ako,
pero
if I'm gonna travel internationally, if I know I'm leaving for the Philippines in 2 months, for example, in November,
Mm.
if I'm going to the Philippines in November, I'm gonna start figuring out right now what
Right.
I need to do.
But I guess it's stressful with this situation because you're right at the gate already. You're right at the airport. You're not at the immigration. You're not at the U.S. embassy applying for a visa. You already have the visa,
Yeah.
You already got your plane ticket.
Right.
You just need to face the Filipino immigration
bayad na.
officer. You
Mm.
paid for everything already. And then they tell you, we don't
Here,
feel like it. You don't look like
Right.
you have the right makeup today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, ngayon, unfortunately, notorious ang mga Pilipino sa ganyan din. Meaning, last minute or it depends on how they feel type of thing. Para bang mga nagpa-power trip yung mga nasa gate. Tsaka yung mga,
Exactly. Yeah.
unfortunately, the dog is like
Power
driving
trip.
crazy, dude. It's like,
At least he's not humping the pillow, right?
that's true, that's true.
He could be. But so that's just the latest thing that we hear about people complaining about stuff. So
it's also
anything else that you wanted to add to that?
Well, I
Like
also
my
heard
mom. Diba I
What?
told you, my mom hindi nakalipad sa Thailand. Remember?
Oh, maybe that's why this whole issue is.
Yeah.
Wait, sa immigration ba siya pinigil?
Yeah. Immigration. Bayad na siya. Maalis na siya. Biglang, ay, hindi ako sa mama, di ba?
Oh, yeah.
Nag-cancel. Nag-ano ko sa kanya. Sayang yung ticket ko.
Right. So there. So her
Hindi siya
mom
natuloy.
happened to be a victim of
Yeah.
that situation.
why.
Saan daw galing yung pera, tapos...
Right. So was it about mga dokumento ba that she didn't have?
Yeah,
Hmm.
dala-dala niya, pinakita niya, tapos
Hindi.
tinanong siya nung
Hindi, pero
immigration
sinabi ba sa
saan
kanya na
galing
yun yung
pera.
rason kung bakit hindi siya pinayagan?
Yeah, parang nabanggit yata niya na may fiancé siya na London.
Yeah, pero not
Hmm.
because of a piece of paper na hindi niya dala.
No.
See, it's
About the may
Right.
relasyon ka ba, may ganun,
Yun.
yun.
so it's not
Na-question siya dun.
it's not a
Sinong
a
kamit mo?
document or a requirement that was asked for.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just because I'm meeting someone there. He's
Yeah.
my boyfriend, my girlfriend. I have a karelasyon that I'm meeting there. That's why I'm traveling alone. So that became suspicious to the immigration office. I was like, why are you traveling alone? Why aren't you, if you're there as a
Hindi sana-
tourist?
Hindi sana siya mako-question kung kasama niya ako kasi may tatak na yung mga ano ko, di ba?
yung mga passports mo.
Passport
Yeah.
ko.
Right.
Oo. Siya first time niya kasi lalabas ng bansa eh.
First
Okay.
time traveler meeting with
Fiancé.
romantic
Yeah.
interest.
I just want to preface this real quick, just to let people know that travel to the Philippines, there's no more restrictions as of July 2023. Okay, just to let everybody know. Anybody can go in and out of the Philippines now without any restrictions as of July last month, 2023. Yeah.
But if you're meeting your love interest in another country, be careful
Yeah.
or don't be surprised.
Tapos
But yun lang,
kailangan,
I mean-
example, if may fiancé ka, may invitation.
I mean, I get it if I'm going to the US or Australia and I go to the Australian embassy and at the embassy I'm asking for a visa and they stop me. I get that. But if I already have the visa and then I'm at the airport and I just need to have my passport stamped because, just to show that I left the Philippines, it's such an inconvenience because I already paid for the freaking plane ticket. It's not just the visa that I'm paying for.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know, I understand what you're saying now. It's a hassle, and I think when it comes to like that though, it's more like last minute decision by the person that you're dealing with that works there. Para siyang power trip lang talaga nagiging eh. And it's it's annoying. I think they do that too para payaran sila. You know? I honestly think.
I didn't Google this anymore or search for it, but anong sabi daw, anong rules for September 2, sabi mo?
Yeah, September.
Ano yung bagong rules nila na dinadagdag?
Kailangan may papakita ka na basta total amount or may trabaho ka dito pag turista ka.
50,000
like
pesos.
So it's like talking to the US immigration officer all over again, except this time he's Filipino.
Diba pag tourist ka,
you
wala
understand
ka
what I
naman
mean?
na dapat
Yeah,
ipakita.
it's a pain in the freaking ass, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, see, I don't want to keep going back to this. It's just like the
Affidavit
last time I
tawag doon.
traveled.
Pero-
You know,
Pero hindi ko, sorry, hindi ko gets. So, pinayagan na, let's say, nakakuha na siya ng visa dun sa pupuntahan niya. So, let's say, US nga.
Oh.
Question na siya.
Oh.
Sino kasama mo? Kailan ka babalik?
May
What's
invitation ka ba?
what's the purpose of your travel? Blah, blah, blah. So, nasagot na niya lahat yun. So, he's
nasagot
going to
na.
ask the same questions again when you're at the immigration here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that too. It's like what she's saying is the
Forward
requirements. Yung sinasabing requirements to go out as well. Alam mo, I
Ayun.
think it's because they want to get paid too. I mean, the people. Para bang, you know, oy, tip, true.
Yeah, pero ang weird lang kasi I wouldn't buy the plane ticket if I don't have the visa, right?
That's what
So
I'm saying.
now that I got the visa, I'll buy the plane ticket and
Lahat na,
and
nabayaran.
schedule everything for my trip. And then now at the last butas ng karayom, there's a chance that the immigration officer is not going to let me out.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. It's you're being too vague about that. The Filipino immigration officer.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
all within.
Yes.
Well, again,
Yes.
Philippines. Naiya.
that's what
I
I'm
could- that's-
saying.
This is
Yeah.
the immigration officer. Right behind him is the gate to my plane.
Yeah.
Right.
My
Again,
plane is about to leave in like an hour.
yun
I
yung
just need to go
sinasabi
through
ko eh.
immigration.
I think a lot of the times these guys or people want to get
Uh-huh.
paid off. You know what I mean? Bakit hindi? Just like when I went home, I told you I gave the guy $35 and he just stamped in my passport and let me through.
Wait, this is you coming into the Philippines from
Coming
the US.
into the Philippines because at that time I wasn't a citizen yet, right? So they wanted to process me so that I need to pay some OFW tax that I have never heard of in my life back then.
Mm.
So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have. I've been living there for God knows how long. I literally clipped $35 into my passport and boom, go through. That's it. That one time I got a speeding ticket, same thing, or I got pulled over driving in the Philippines. I gave the guy like $20. That's it. So I think
Because
it could be it too. You know, maybe
Mhm.
timing lang
Because you
siguro.
don't-
Depende kung sino ang mahuli mo sa harap. Is that person in a good mood? Is that person, you know?
Nakapagtaka lang. Nakakapagtaka lang ako nung bumiyahe ako before, well, natanong ako sa embassy, nasagot ko naman. Napakita ko rin yung ID ko. So, nakaalis ako. Nung tayo na nasa airport ako ng Taiwan, wala nang question. Like, pinapasok naman kami.
Well,
Yeah,
again,
because it's,
it depends.
ASEAN countries, they're supposed to be more lenient with fellow other
Pero yung iba,
ASEAN
tinatanong.
countries.
Sila lang matipuhan eh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, the last issue
yeah.
with the immigration here in the Philippines before was, foreigners coming in and then, something about their bags or they put in,
Yeah.
something bala or what?
Yeah.
Anong tawag doon?
Lagay bala.
Lagay bala. Like
O,
they
lagay
put like they'd put a little contraband or whatever
Yeah.
on your luggage, for example.
Just to
Like,
mess with
I
you.
didn't bring that just to mess with you, but
Yeah.
we're going to report this if you don't pay us. So yun.
Yeah,
so
that's-
they're trying to make money on the side.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So
wanna-
maybe that didn't work. Sabi ko lang sabihin, baka that didn't work. So now they're going the other way where it's the Filipinos flying out
Yeah.
that they're messing with. So
Right.
Yeah. I want to share this with you. The OFW girl in Dubai yata or somewhere, like, umuwi siya ng Pilipinas. Uuwi siya ng Pilipinas. Hinarang siya sa embassy kasi may uwi siyang laruan na ibibigay niya sa anak niya. Like,
embassy dito sa Philippines.
I think, yeah, Philippines yata.
Dito na siya hinarang.
Yeah.
Oh.
Parang sinira yung laruan nung guy. Yung airplane. Sinira na.
Jesus.
Sinira because may shabu daw sa loob.
Pero wala.
Wala.
Ayun.
Nagalit
see?
ngayon yung girl na bakit sinira mo? Wala naman akong kontrabandong dala-dala.
Yeah.
Pero kailan yan? That was a
Ito
long...
lang, lately lang. This year lang yun.
Recently lang?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's nakakaano
May
na rin eh.
x-ray
I mean,
naman, diba? Sobra na.
unfortunately, it happens a lot in the Philippines that what we would like to admit, you know. Kasi, you know, in a way,
Yeah.
as messed up as it is, they got to make their money one way or the other.
You
You know,
let's
that's
just-
why a lot of foreigners as well are not flying into Manila directly anymore.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They're flying to either Cebu or whatever.
Cebu.
Yeah.
That's the lesson there. If you're gonna fly into the Philippines, uh, enter the country through a different, not through Manila, because the Manila immigration officers are a bit sketchy.
Sketchy as
But
hell, man.
what do I know, right? That's just my biased opinion. But at the same time, it's like again, I mean, like whatever, right? You guys can come up with your own rules or what,
Right,
but
right.
not at the inconvenience, at the whim of this guy. He just looked suspicious,
Mm.
I
you know.
don't.
And then like all these plane tickets, hotel accommodations, and
Oh,
everything have been paid. The whole trip has been paid for already, and then there's like a chance that you're not going to let me go.
yeah, that's kind of messed up. That's pretty messed up. I mean, again, I don't know since I'm here. I've never experienced it,
Yeah.
but I think it could be. I don't know. I don't want to say like an individual thing. It's more like depende
Well,
lang
it sounds
whoever you
like
catch,
it's
you know.
being no. It sounds like it's being a institutionalized kind of thing. It's not just an
Yeah.
individual on a whim kind of thing. So maybe we'll
Right.
follow up with this kind of report and see. I'm curious how it's going to pan out because it doesn't
Right,
really make
right.
sense. I mean, like I'm all for paying taxes. I'm all for catching these criminals or whatever it is that they're trying to prevent,
Mm.
but not at the expense of, at the expense of everything being expensive
You know
that you've already paid for. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
you're gonna get a refund for canceling the trip,
I think
right?
I just hope that it's not like some kind of petty crap. You know, it's like
No.
petty reasoning for like why people do it. I hope it's not. You know, I hope it's a bigger
Yeah.
picture. Because if it boils down to it being a
Oh.
petty personal stuff,
It definitely
gonna
doesn't
stop.
encourage. It definitely doesn't encourage Filipinos to travel.
Yeah.
Like when
yeah.
once you hear about stuff like that, it's like okay, mag-mall na lang ako.
Yun na nga.
I'll just stay home
Sayang
and
yung 90,000.
Right.
go to the beach or
Oh my
something.
God.
But diba, it's worrying because we wanna be able to travel, and majority of Filipinos don't want to be TNT.
Mm.
Although secretly, maybe somewhere, if we could, maybe I would. Did I tell you when we were talking to Anthony when I was in Daly City?
Mm.
Yeah.
My visa
Yeah,
was
you
only
told me.
for a month,
Mm.
Yeah.
and then I was like 3 weeks in. I was like, should I do it? Should I stay? Should I go? And I was
Buti di mo
like,
ginawa.
no, screw it. I better leave now. Otherwise, I might not. I might decide not to leave.
Right. That's true, though.
So 3 weeks into the 1 month visa, I went home.
Man, it's a thought though, huh? I'm glad I never had to have that thought, and I never had that like came to a situation where I had to decide if I need to like stay or go.
Again, the freedom that we ignore, or the freedom that we forget.
I believe in karma. It's gonna come back to you if you do something stupid. I believe in
Yeah.
karma.
Yeah.
Why don't you try though? Try again. Why can't you try again?
Mag-TNT?
What?
No, stupid. Apply to like get here.
For those of you who don't know what TNT is, by
Nawawala
the
yung
way,
passport niya.
what's TNT?
Tago ng tago.
Tago
Tago ng tago. Yeah, exactly. Tago ng tago for English is
Keep
hiding
on
and hiding.
Keep on hiding.
Yeah, it's a play of words for being an illegal immigrant.
Yeah. Anyway, let me cut this off
Pero
real quick
actually,
and we'll talk after.
yung hindi naman malalaman ng iba kung hindi naman nilalaglag ng mga Pilipino
Well,
Depende
yun
rin.
lang. Doesn't
Depende
mean
rin.
na tama yun. Just because
I
kasi
believe
lang
in karma.
naglalag.
If it's not right like that, I mean that's a big thing, I mean,
But if it's
is it
going
worth the
to
risk? I don't think so.
uplift your lifestyle, or if it's going to take you out of poverty, people are willing
I
to
know why
to
people do
that.
it. And that's why most people do that for that particular reason.
I know
But I
that
believe
your
in
ass is
karma. What if you're
itchy to
doing
wrap things up.
yeah. But one thing real quick. Well, what if somebody decides to do something like that, and then 20 years down the line, it catches up to you, and then you get thrown out of the country?
Yeah, I can't live with the guilt, man. That's the thing. I mean, I
That-
would love to do it
That's what
if
I'm
I
saying.
wasn't guilty.
And I'm not just
Well,
saying this because I'm a citizen now, but I know people that have made that decision.
When you guys moved, were you illegal? Come on, be honest with me.
No, I'm not. We were
You were legit.
We were legit. We waited for my family. My dad waited for what?
10
I
years.
think 15 years, 14, 13, 14, 15 years before he was able to get here. Because he was petitioned in the 70s, okay? Late 70s.
Mm.
We didn't get here until 1990. You do the math. It's a long time.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So we all got here. My only thing, I became a citizen just last year because I procrastinated on applying for as a citizenship, and which was stupid, you know. But I was fortunate enough where I never had to deal with that. But I did know some people that got deported.
Oh,
And it
yeah?
sucks. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. It's
That's
the-
embarrassing.
so I know this guy.
Yeah.
I know this guy, right? He came here legally, okay, but his paperwork ran out. So
Oh.
he did the whole TNT thing, and he worked under the table. He created his own little construction business where he was doing construction, but everything was under the table. Okay. He met a girl who was not a citizen, but an actual legal citizen here, like what is that, an alien, resident alien. He was able to build some money, buy a small house, buy some land, buy a little land, buy a car.
How did he get caught?
I'm not sure how he got caught, but he got caught.
Paperwork? Because of the papers?
It was one simple mistake, actually. I think it was through the bank that for some reason busted him out, and he was here hiding for like 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And then he got deported.
Wow.
He got deported. He tried to come back to his family here or to his wife here, and he tried to.
Wow. So he already had roots. He already had family here.
Well, they didn't have kids. He had a wife, or
okay.
married, but he already had a house, a car, a small business, yada yada yada. He got deported. He tried to come back, but he couldn't. But he tried to sneak into the country. He tried to go through Mexico. He'd actually tried that process of paying somebody to sneak him into the country.
And this is your friend, huh?
Yeah.
We should get him on the podcast. We should have him here.
He couldn't come back anymore. He got to the border in Mexico.
Yeah.
And they stopped him. You know, they caught him basically.
Wow.
And then they shipped him back.
Wow.
Luckily, he didn't get thrown into jail. I mean, they put him somewhere for a couple of days before they can send him back.
Wow.
But now he's back in the Philippines.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have a friend din na ganyan.
Oh.
Nag-Mexico rin siya?
No, siya naman
Na-deport lang.
nagtatago. Kasi
he's still there. Andun pa rin.
No, I think nasa Surigao na yata siya right now. May inutang siya sa kumpanya na I think 3 million.
Wait, in the States?
Sa Dubai to.
Oh, iba
sa
naman.
Dubai, iniwanan niya. Iniwanan niya yung utang niya. May trabaho siya doon. Iniwanan niya ang laki ng utang niya.
Tapos dito siya nagtatago sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, pero alam yun nung taga Dubai na kung saan siya nakatira sa Pilipinas. Ngayon, pinapa-hunting siya dito sa Batangas.
Utang naman yun. Ang pinag-usapan natin is immigration doon papasok ng ibang bansa.
Iba naman
pero
yan.
yun nga. Inano nga rin siya sa Dubai eh.
Hinahabol siya.
Hindi.
Extraditing.
Tinanggal na rin siya sa ano.
Yeah. Pero he's not trying to get into Dubai. Tumakas siya dun sa ano niya.
Wala akong naintindihan ko kung bakit nagti-TNT yung mga tao. Not just Filipinos, mga Hispanics as well. Okay. Naintindihan ko dahil may opportunity talaga dito and whatnot. Okay.
Yeah.
Ang ayoko lang, habang nagti-TNT dito, nakakapag-file pa rin ang ibang mga tao ng support. You know, local support. You know, maybe charity support or whatever.
Mhm.
Tapos madami din itong may mga ano na mga Pilipino na TNT and whatnot din na or ibang Spanish or whatever na taking advantage of the system naman. You know what I mean?
I'm
Mahirap
not
eh.
sure I get you. So what you're saying is they're there illegally. They're not paying taxes, but they're benefiting from the government.
A lot of it as well. Yeah.
No, but is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And, you know,
okay.
there's always ways to do it. And it just sucks, you know. I mean, I hope that I
Is it
don't
true
want
din ba?
anybody, huh?
Is it true din ba na may nagtatago na identity?
Madami.
Mm.
Madami. Literally coming up,
Mm-mm.
madami mga tao pumapunta dito tapos they change their entire identity just to hide.
Oh.
On the
Yeah.
flip side, if you wanna, I know you're itching to end this, but I'm following some Pinoy vloggers in Canada that are truckers.
Mm.
So they're like, can you imagine a Filipino saying, "Keep on trucking"? So as in Tagalog, speaking Tagalog. So dito kami sa ano ngayon, malamig, ano,
Yeah.
ganyan. O sige, dito ka na lang entong vlog na to. Sige, keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. Toot toot.
Yeah, toot toot. Yeah. So
Yeah.
kakatuwa. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're happy for these people and I'm, you know, doing it. I hope that they're doing it legally, but if they're doing it
If
illegally, I don't know how you guys are sleeping at night, but
Well, it's not just that. You know what? There's too many people that do it illegally. Okay. Here's my last thing. I don't wish harm or ill manner towards anybody.
yeah.
I just hope that with the opportunity that comes, that you actually try to fix and rectify the process because there's always ways. You know what I mean? If you've been here for a certain figure of time, I know that actually may kilala akong Hispanics California dati. This is facts of it, where they were here illegally, but the entire duration that they've been here, they've done nothing wrong. They've worked, they've put their kids through school, yada yada yada, and they went through the whole process and they got approved. So now they were
Nice.
legal aliens and residents. I think they're citizens now, as far as I know.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
So it does happen. It does work out. I just,
On the
you know, it to me stuff like that scares me because I believe in karma, and you know.
flip side again here, though. I was talking to my uncle about, you know, like, I was talking to my dad about property tax, transferring it when if he passes, and then it needs to be transferred to me. And we were kind of discussing about, you know, the taxes are bigger if I have to do it when he passes versus we kind of figure it out already now, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's not the point. I was talking to my uncle about that. And my uncle was like, well, tell your dad, you know, if he ends up doing that, he's going to be paying taxes to the government. You want to take care of the government? The government's not taking care of you.
Exactly.
Are you sure you want to be paying these guys?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I guess I see what you mean, but
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen later.
Tell your dad you're too kind to the government. The government's not kind to you. I'm like,
But
okay.
he's not listening.
I don't want to be going illegal about it, but at the same time, that's not illegal. That's part of the law. You're entitled to do that. But
yeah.
Anyway, my dad, on the flip side of my uncle's opinion, it's like, oh, aren't we like, you know, doing something illegal and not, you know, helping the government? Helping the government? Why would you want to help the government? Government's not helping you.
Exactly.
Ay, nako. Let's just end it with hashtag kamote responsibly. Right? I mean, if you're going to do something stupid, please do it responsibly and don't harm other people. That's just my 2 centavos from that.
Touche. Anyway, guys, we are going to end it there. Thank you very much for joining us. TikTok, thanks, guys, for sticking around. You guys were watching. Hope you
for 15 minutes, there was like 8 people there for some time.
Yeah, nice.
That's like a record.
hope you guys watch again next week. It's going to be Wednesday in the US, Thursday morning in the Philippines. Have a good weekend.
7.
Yeah.
7, 8. That's it's so hard to say the schedule. Just catch us when you can.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
add
AM.
us in your like button. Go to the YouTube page at the FlipSide with Jay and Noel. Subscribe, hit the notification button, and you'll know when we're on.
Good
Check it out,
advice.
guys. Anyway, yeah. Have a good week. Maraming salamat sa inyong patitiwala.
Hapon na.
Hashtag kamote responsibly.
Yes, don't forget, scratch your kamote. Hold on, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, again, this is Jason with the Flip Side. Oh, this is the Flip Side with Jay Noel. My name is Jay.
Name's Noel.
We'll catch you guys later.
On the
On
flip side.
Flip
Abo, nakika-jamming. High five.
You can catch the full episodes on youtube.com at The Flip Side with Jay and Noel. Full episodes uploaded every Wednesdays and Saturdays.